I can't believe that girl Brandy was over there actually getting sucked into that stuff, and literally typing, "Oh my God, that's disgusting. That's horrible." Uh Maybe perhaps it is because of her history of abuse, and I think that's exactly who they take advantage of. But before I start off with my discussion today about what he's trying to do, which is pathetic as hell, which is what he did 10 years ago, um, before I get into that, what I wanted to say is that you see what he's done to Talia. Mike has ruined so many people's lives, except for mine and my kids, with his lies. Those people have ruined people's lives, period. Just like they ruined Tiffany's life, straight up and down. So, Mike is an idiot. I'm not going to be forced to sleep with you for the rest of my life because you're a liar, Mike, and you really tried it, but you're never going to do it. You can't hold me captive or hold me up in life. Life is still life, and life and is still moving forward while you sitting over there lying your ass off like you've been doing for years. When you realized that I was not interested in speaking to you so that you could carry out this disgusting crap, this is when you began making up that lie just to get my attention. And you're doing it again right now. And it is pathetic. You ain't changing nothing in my life. You ain't causing nothing. And it just goes to show how you literally have no hope, no nothing in your life. You know that? And nobody actually really likes you except for a bunch of corrupt trolls like Blue, who is a stalker. Literally, the only friends that you have are stalkers, straight up and down. You honestly believe that you have enough power to just make up a narrative and you can ruin somebody's life. You really believe that. And you're kidding yourself. But the fact that you're trying to do it is what's going to fuck you up. Trust me on that. Trust me on that. And Brandy, this is something that has been that sector made up years ago. Like, I don't see how you don't know anything about it and why you're gaslighting me. But it's like I said, you're no threat to me, Brandon. You said that you're not trying to be. Like, it's really sad how somebody tried to be nice to you and give you some kind of peace. That was the whole point, is to give you peace as to why I offered to assist you. But clearly, I just binded that old lady. I, I I didn't remove nothing from you. You know what I'm saying? Like, everything that you went through is still there, right? So I didn't, I just did a little something for you to give you some peace. You shouldn't be gravitating towards people who literally are taking advantage of victims of sex crimes. Mike committed a sex crime against me, over 300 counts of it. So you need to ask yourself where your head is at. We have all sat back and watched Mike stalk me for years, everybody. This started in 2013. So how innocent can you actually be, Brandy, for you to be over there even talking to him? Like, you know what Mike is about. You know he's a liar. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy. But what I wanted to talk about was how Mike made that up years ago, went live after we met, admitted that he lied. He admitted that he lied about it. He literally sat there on Messenger or the phone with Kat and Tiffany and decided to make up that lie along with the rest of the lies. Everybody knows that Mike made that up. Everybody knows that Tiffany was willing to allow herself to be used by Mike because Tiffany was upset at me because I unfriended her. I can assure you that when somebody literally just makes up a lie like that about people, what do you think good is going to come to those people? No, it's not. Nothing good is going to come for Mike. And just FYI, just because he got a little bit of money when his mama passed away doesn't mean that it was obvious that Mike has an extra mountable amount of health afflictions. He's sick. You could tell when he went on camera. He all swole and stuff, and that's exactly what he gets. That's exactly what happens to people that do stuff like that. He's upset because I want nothing to do with him. He knows that I've moved on with my life. And I guess he thinks that he's ruining my Valentine's Day or ruining my life. Why is life still lifing? The only time Mike was actually able to cause any misery when he did at the times that he did was when I was dealing with him. I don't deal with Mike. I don't talk to Mike. I don't have anything to do with him. And for him to stalk me all the way from August until almost March, actions speak louder than somebody's words. It's pretty much well known knowledge that Mike has been stalking me for years. Let me get back upstairs. And for him to say, oh, you don't need to be around kids, he'll never get away with that. That's never going to fly in the grand scheme of things. Why is it that no, why is it that my entire life up until the age of almost 40, until Mike decided to start making up shit about me, why is it that I've never even been questioned by the police for that? Nobody has ever even heard anything like that because it never happened. Tiffany was involved with my baby daddy and his cousin. I had no idea who she was, what she was, and I even say in the video, probably which he cut out, was that I had no idea how old Tiffany was when he went and picked her up. I had no idea. I didn't have anything to do with that. But what I will tell you is that nobody raped Tiffany. Nobody raped her. There was no older person raping Tiffany at the age of 13. That's a lie. I'm a listen. Uh no matter what Mike says, even in the audio footage that he has, the truth is within that footage. In fact, when I was that age, I had never even thought about lesbianism. I was literally 17 years old. 17 or 18. I think I was 18. So, and again, Mike was not there. This is something that he literally made up. hold on, y'all. Hold on. Give me a second. Because my whole family is tired of hearing about this, and my son is tired of hearing about it. Everybody is tired of Mike. Everybody. Everybody. Hold on. So I'm going to put on some music real quick. Yeah, I got to talk kind of low because my grandbaby is asleep. It's pathetic. He's always been pathetic. And he's going to suffer for the lie that he made up. Mike made that up. And Mike thought he actually has even threatened me before. When I've threatened to part ways with him, 2022, 2023, 2024. Oh, well, you know what I'm going to do to you? I'm going to go and I'm going to do this and I'm going to do that and I'm going to expose you and I'm going to I'm still not going to be with you. I'm still going to move on with my life. You can lie all you want. You still have no control or power over me. Doesn't matter. You're pathetic for trying to use that to somehow like so what am I supposed to do? Unblock you and talk to you? It's never gonna happen. You're never gonna see me again, regardless to what you do or regardless to what you say. I am never going to talk to you or speak to you again. You can and he even said it. He said, for the rest of my life, I'm gonna well, you ain't gonna live long. Because that lie is going to explode your heart. You cannot tell a sexual egregious lie like that. Like, can you imagine somebody going around trying to make you look like a pedophile? That person ain't going to live long. I know you're going to die. You're going to be dead. And you already destroyed Tiffany's life. Imagine if Tiffany had not ran into Mike, how me and her did not have to become enemies like that. She'd probably still be alive. But see, Tiffany was on drugs. I have proof of that because I've spoken to her sister since she was murdered. So now what, Mike? What do you think is going to happen? What do you think is going to come of this? Your little smear campaign? Absolutely nothing. You're still going to be sitting over there miserable and alone. Why are you miserable and alone, Mike? Could it be because you've done people like this before? You've threatened people before? Uh-huh. Done and you know what? You deserve everything that you get because not only do I know that you're lying, you know that you're lying, and God knows that you're lying. It is nothing that you can do about it. And it's probably I think that we're beyond narcissism here. But this is what narcissists do. They do smear campaigns against people because they want to have some level of control over them. Well, you can't control me, and you're going to stay miserable while I get everything that I want in life because that's what I deserve. That's exactly what's been happening the past 13 fucking years. The only time that I was ever compromised was when I was dumb enough to be involved with you. And you already admitted that you lied. Remember? You admitted to that back in 2019. Did I bother to record you doing a live stream admitting that you lied? Did I bother to do that? No, I didn't, because what was the point? That was for you. You needed to admit that you lied for yourself. Nobody, I don't care. Listen, I don't care if you a goddamn sociopath. You tell a lie like that about me and it's gonna explode your fucking heart. Cause I ain't never done nothing like that to nobody. To nobody. And the picture that you're trying to paint of me, it's funny. It's funny how everything that these people have claimed that I did to Tiffany, they were doing to me and lying to try to justify it. That's why people like you lie. Now, if I were a sex trafficker or a predator, why would I be so open and upfront with that information if I were guilty of something? Why would I even tell you about that? Why would I tell you about that? Why would I talk about it at all? Why would I fall out with Tiffany? If I raped Tiffany at the age of 13 and was trafficking her, even though I've never been involved with that lifestyle ever in my life, I hate people that are in that lifestyle. I don't like it. Why would I fall out with Tiffany if she had something like that on me? See, I'm not like you. I'm not afraid of a lie. Hmm. And you see what happened to Tiffany. She had a very tragic ending. But and it's like I said, Tiffany was not innocent at all. She was not ever. Maybe when she was a young kid, but after she became an adult, she was not innocent. I've spoken about this. Why are you bringing this back up right now, Mike? Because you're miserable. Because you don't have nobody. That's why. You miserable, you don't have nobody. You want to try to keep some kind of control over me, but Mike, I heard the way you was yelling and screaming. I mean, you do have a couple of screaming, have a few more screaming fits like that. I can assure you that you're going to end up dead. You're gonna have a heart attack or a stroke. I don't. Nothing's gonna happen to me because I have done nothing wrong. If you were speaking the truth about me, I would be upset about it. I'm not upset about it at all because nothing like that has ever been said. Nothing like that has ever been done. Nothing like that has ever came up until we ran into you ever because ain't nothing like that ever happened. And yeah, Tiffany did collaborate on the lie because Tiffany was what? She was upset about the fact that I unfriended her. That's all I had to do was unfriend her. And that was her way of getting vengeance. Why did I unfriend her? Saying stupid shit to me like I don't like your daughters and thinking that just because she's white, I'm gonna dog my kids out for her. I checked her motherfucking ass. Then also I unfriended Tiffany because I saw her punch her son in the face. Her kids came to me and told me that she was abusing them. Her kids came to me and told me that they were eating ramen noodles every day. Yeah. Why are you bringing up Tiffany? Tiffany is deceased. You know I'm not going to do nothing but speak truth about it. Then also, I didn't like the fact that she was on drugs. Tiffany was doing drugs. I hadn't talked to Tiffany in years. And when I ran back into her, she was definitely on drugs. I have the right to walk away from people that I don't want anything to do with. Then also, she was trying to get me involved in threesomes and sexual situations with drug dealers. And I was like, no. By that time, Tiffany was already talking to Alexis and De Niro. And, you could just tell that she was trying to set something up. Like she literally was trying, like, I don't know what. Uh-huh. You know, people that are on drugs don't make good decisions. That's all I can say about that because it's been stupid. God is going to protect me and my babies and the people that I love, Mike, from you. Always have, always will. See what I'm saying? So, what are you going to do? You going to continuously lie? It's not going to make a difference. I don't belong to you and your sector, Mike. And you know what? I can promise you this. You're near the end, especially when literally everybody knows that you're a liar and everybody pretty much feels the same way. Like everybody wishes that you were dead. I can imagine that your kids feel the same fucking way. The only people that actually like you is sick and twisted fucking trolls, fucking jealous females on the internet. That's it. That's it. Which is sick. Yeah, females can be very sick. It doesn't mean that that's got to affect me. I have a lot of jealous haters. I sure do. All I can tell you is that anybody that has collaborated on your lie, and oh yeah, I want to say something else. Where's Tina? I gotta ask this question. Tina has not been on camera since 2024, and she has done no live streams either. Did Tina pass away? Where's Tina? Because Tina used to help you collaborate this live. What happened to her? I find it hard to believe that girl is a camera whore. I find it very hard to believe that Tina could still be alive and breathing on this earth and she ain't been on camera in over a year. So what's this really about? And listen, I can promise you that you're outnumbered. Like I don't even know what y'all were trying to do. I don't even know what y'all were trying to do. It was literally like it's still a conspiracy. Where's Tina? Why has Tina not been on camera? Tina ain't went live. She ain't did nothing. We've only seen her in chat rooms. So if you a live girl, you might want to cam up. You might want to go live and cam up what's going on. I think Tina passed away. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Until I see her on camera, and I'm not talking about just hearing her voice. I got to hear her voice and see her on camera. Otherwise, I believe that Tina passed away. Uh huh. Something ain't right with that. Something is not right because Tina was always one to be on camera. Probably about the only one in that sector besides me that was even photogenic. I find it hard to believe that Tina ain't been on camera. And then now all of a sudden, desperate Cat Smith, she's so desperate that she has had to take up with Amanda. That's weird to me. Anyway, let me get off of here, y'all, because this baby over here, he's sleeping. I would put him on camera and show him to y'all, but I don't have his mother's permission, and he's protected no matter what. But you know what I'm saying, like. But he looks so adorbs. He's over here asleep, so I'm gonna go. Boy, you need to get a life. Seriously, though, Mike, you really need to get a life. You do not have one. You don't. You do not have a life. You are literally begging. Right now, Mike wants me to unblock him so that I can get him under some kind of control. Fuck you, Mike. You will never get one fucking conversation out of me. Also, another thing, I've been getting back to back calls from 770 numbers. It's like, and when the voicemail comes through, it's some kind of thing from several different numbers saying, dial this number to opt out or something. So they done did some kind of robo dial scam on my damn business line. My clients can still contact me. You can do that 25,000 times a day. Y'all are just weird. And you lost years ago. Why keep going? Nothing good is going to come to y'all. I can promise you that. Nothing but death to end your suffering. You tell a fucking lie like that about me. Let me tell you something. The picture that y'all tried to paint of me, literally, yeah, exactly. Literally, the picture that these people tried to paint of me could have ruined my life. Literally could have stopped me from getting a job. Literally could have stopped me from meeting a nice man that I want to be with. Like, y'all tried to isolate me. You are never going to do that. Ever. Ever. Anyway, he's he's shuffling around, so I'm gonna go. I gotta be quiet, otherwise his little self gonna wake up. So I'll see y'all later, okay? All right, guys. Bye. I'll be back later.